Hey guys, this is Jason Douglas.
This is Adam MacArthur, voice of Yuji Itadori.
This is Derek Snow, the voice of Shinra Kusakabe.
This is Phil Parsons, voice of Kenny the Ripper Ackerman.
It's a Merc new one. You're watching Voice of the Heroes. Take it away, Flea Boy.
Is it going on? Is this the weekend?
Yeah.
And that's in New York, right?
I know you are a native, which we're going to talk about. Okay.
Hey, we here. We excited. We got us another guest, man. We appreciate him for being here. Y'all, what I always say, we here with the guys. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. It's a great weekend. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm thankful that we got George is here. George, to be here to celebrate. Well, to actually kick it with us for a little while and talk about comic books. As you guys know, you saw my promo vid. I'll let y'all know that he is a Eisner nominated artist. I mean, come on now. That's one of the most prestigious things to get nominated for. So I'm so proud to have him here to go ahead again and talk about comic books with us. So without further ado, this is UNCaped. We are here. We're ready to roll. Go ahead, Flea.
Well, let's first start off by saying, let's correct a little bit of the information you got there, buddy. I am an Eisner Award winner, not just a nominee. Okay. How you like me now?
Hey. That's right. That's
right. Just getting into it. I mean, as a kid, you're into comics, you love comics, and it's basically the thing your parents are okay about giving you when they don't want to hear you running your mouth and they just want you to be quiet over in the corner while they're fixing dinner or doing something. So I just latched on to this whole comic book thing when I was a kid, and I have never let it go since.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Also, I want to give apologies to the chat. I think we had some technical difficulties in the beginning with my microphone. They could definitely hear all of y'all though, for sure. Just one time for the one time. Mic check. Can y'all hear me in the chat now? Blue, say something.
Yo.
Yeah, you're so low. I gotta turn you up and turn me down.
How about now?
Sure.
Good.
Yeah, I gotta turn me down. I'm way too loud now. All right, I think we should all be good now.
Say that.
Hey man, talk that talk. Eisner Award winner. Tell us a little bit about that. How was that feeling winning that award, and what type of achievement? Tell our audience what type of achievement that is for people that don't know about that.
Well, yes, I guess technically it would be considered the Oscars or the Grammys of the comic book industry. And, it's a prestigious award, but it isn't anything that really does change your life or anything like that. It's just nice that somebody recognized whatever it was you did. And I won it for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the best new series. So it was for writer, artist, and inker that we came out that one year. And I believe it was 2007, 2008, either of those. So we came out the gate strong.
Oh, that's actually phenomenal. And you said that was 20. That was 27. 2007.
2007. Yeah, that's when that 2007 is when I started Buffy. So technically, it would have been 2008 when the award came across.
And now, 20 years later, we're about to get introduced to another Buffy the Vampire Slayer book. What if you could give any advice to those writers after the prestigious run you had with the character in comics? What advice would you give to that creative team
Well,
developing this character?
the great thing about Buffy is that I was involved with Joss Whedon, who was the creator from the television show and who's done obviously a bunch of stuff, the Firefly, directed the Avengers movies and all that sort of stuff. So it was really nice being hooked up with a guy who was very into it, because it was something he didn't necessarily have to do. It was more something he wanted to do. And it was nicer even still that he came and found me and wanted to say, hey, look, I'm doing this thing and I want to work with you. So that's the kind of thing you don't say no to.
Ooh, amazing. Fellas, man.
So I do have some questions regarding that specifically when it comes to because I saw that there was some motion comic that was created to go along with that the actual show as well. I had no idea about this whatsoever. Did you have any influence on that? Like, did you have any input with that motion comic as well?
Not personally, but they did use the artwork from the comic books. So I do get for the motion comic, mainly because it was the experiment. Because 20th Century Fox, who was publishing and owned Buffy the Vampire Slayer, at that time, the Watchmen motion comic had come out, and they were just getting into this field of, is this something that's viable? Is this something that can make us some money? So really, it was more of an experiment that they did, because ultimately, I believe the DVD disc, only did the first 20 issues. So that would have had to have come out 3 or so years after, so maybe 2009, 2010. And they were really just experimenting. It wasn't anything, they didn't have any, I won't say thought behind it. Of course, they thought about it, but it wasn't something where they had necessarily a direction to go with. They did have it voiced. They did hire actors to do the voices, and obviously this was a crew, an animation crew who had to come in there and not necessarily, excuse me, not necessarily redraw anything. They just came in there, and I mean, motion comics today look so they just don't look as great as what you can do nowadays. So back then it was definitely an experiment, and I'm being generous when I say experiment, because a lot of that stuff just sort of, if I don't know if you guys are young enough or old enough to remember, Marvel did a TV cartoon show back in the 60s and 70s, and basically it was a bunch of clip art, and I hate to say it, it looks exactly like that. Not that it's bad, it just looks very primitive.
Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that. I was born in the 70s, but
Okay.
as far as when it comes
Slacking.
I try to tell these guys these are young fellas. But speaking of when you were talking about your mom giving you or your parents giving you the books to kind of take your attention away or just give you something to do. At what point in time in your life did that translate, those visuals translate to you actually actively creating those characters? Do you remember what that switch was, or what prompted you, what inspired you, what you were reading specifically that triggered that?
Now, I lost you a little bit there. So do you mean Buffy or just me in general getting
In
into the
general,
business?
from the
Or I
start,
appreciate
from
it.
the start.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, as a kid, I loved the Fantastic Four, and I was a Marvel guy for sure. Obviously, you know who Superman and Batman are, but I wasn't as into it. I love the Thing for some reason, just the big orange rock guy. To my young mind, I just felt like, wow, this was the coolest thing ever invented. So it was one of those things that I just kind of attached myself to, again, because I was one of those latchkey kids. That's a term you don't hear much anymore. But my mother was raised by a single parent and she was at work. So you get home from school, you got a lot of nothing to do for a few hours. And the comics basically took up all my time.
All right.
Yeah, that's
Thank you for
great.
sharing that, Blue.
Hey, so I always ask our guests, the creators, the people that literally we love and we have this hobby because of, I always let the chat know who they are. So I'm going to ask you, what are some books that come out on New Comic Book Day, week to week, month to month, that you are excited about and that you always are like, when this comes out, I have to read it. You can say however many you want. Just throw some out.
I mean, I hate to say it, I feel this way about hip hop too, because I'm a hip hopper from old. I was hip hop before it was hip hop, and the way it is now, I don't get into it as much. And I hate to say that I feel the same way about comics. Comics today aren't as, I don't know, as I don't know. They're not as inviting to me as they were. They used to be. There used to be this world of comic books, and you used to get lost in that world. Now everybody's just trying to make a statement. It feels like so. I don't necessarily read a whole lot nowadays. And mind you, this is all my opinion. I don't expect anybody to necessarily agree or go along. But I've been around for so long that I still do read. I just seem to prefer a lot of the stuff I used to read to the stuff that I'm reading now. I will say, having said that, Paul Chadwick, who created a book called Concrete, which ironically enough is about a rock character, very similar to the Thing. After about 15 years or so, he just put out another miniseries. So I'm very excited about that. I think when you get older, your tastes start to change. And while I still love the superhero genre, a lot of the stuff I'm excited about
Oh,
drama, just the storytelling aspects, like a Love and Rockets or a lot of the European books that are coming out. I still pick up something if it looks good. I have to say I love artwork, so I will say if the art looks really good, I'll probably take a chance and pick it up. But a lot of the writers, man, I hate to say it, a lot of the writers aren't what they used to be in this days because, and not to get too political on you guys, but I think comic books have become a stepping stone to other forms of literature. You know, a lot of people are writing comics because they got a movie they want to put out or they have some sort of another IP that they're trying to do, that you don't just have somebody writing comics for the love of it. And I'm generalizing too. I'm sure there's a bunch of people who still do that, but in general, I think we will never see another like a Neil Gaiman or an Alan Moore or a Chris Claremont or people like that who really love the medium and really made it a melodramatic medium where every month you were invested in these characters.
Yeah, I can definitely hear that. There's a lot of good points in there for sure.
yeah, I definitely. It's interestingly enough when you mentioned that. I got the opportunity to meet Chris Claremont at Heroes Con, the same, what Heroes Con.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And initially, it's funny. I remember asking him specifically. I said, because he worked on the X-Men part of it, and I told him, I think I asked him, I said, "Who is your favorite X-Men or whatever it is, or who's your favorite character?" And he said, "My favorite character are the ones that I create." And I told him, I was like, "That's an amazing statement," you know what I'm saying? Because in a sense, those are all his children, when you really think about it. And I mentioned to him that Storm is my favorite. I was like, Storm is my boo. And he was like, he enjoyed writing Storm. And he was like, I'm not really too interested in the new Storm. He was like, because of this power leveling that they're doing. He was like, where do you go from there? And I was like, I had to really kind of sit back and say to myself, I remember stating to these guys how much I love the fact that she's this new Storm, this god that's on this beyond this level. And I had to take what I think Flea said it. He was like, well, where do you go from here? And bringing it back to what Chris said, he said something very similar to that effect. So I was like, I had to take a step back and look at it. And I'm like, he's right. Like, as far as the writing goes, we have to be really careful with that. And you're from the era where I believe, like, for me personally, my experience when it comes to comic books is Chris Claremont. When it comes to X-Men, I was born in '76. I didn't start picking up comic books until I was like 13. So
Mm-hmm.
I came into that point where it was that way, and the drawing is so dynamic and so detailed. I tell people all the time when it comes to art, I'm from that age where everything was super detailed, the writing and the art, it had to match. So I see that work, especially when it looks at your art that I'm looking at and the comic books that I own. You take the traditional route as far as like the amount of detail that's in that panel. It tells you exactly what the story is saying, which now is kind of hard because sometimes these modern artists and these modern writers, the artists, some of the panels are muddy, some of the panels don't really make sense. It like to go with what they're saying. So you're actually taking that script and you're putting that script into visual, which I absolutely love. So I want to thank you for that. Like I just couldn't believe how beautiful your panels are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's a lot to say, and I appreciate it. And mind you, I won't say no to what you're saying. I do feel that way because I usually look for that in the books that I pick up. You know, I'll look for an artist not who's not drawing like me. I'm not trying to say that. But I will look for an artist who's, like you were saying, who's detailed, or you can tell that it's not just a 5-panel grid or something. You see an effort of storytelling actually being made. And that, to me, gentlemen, is one of the major things I hate to say that I do not see in comics anymore is the advancement of storytelling. Everybody wants to make a comic book look like a movie these days. And that's such an injustice because at the end of the day, comic books are not movies. Yeah, it was great that the Avengers was influenced by Marvel Knights and the Ultimates and all of that when that happened. And that's great. And that was something that was done of its time. But I don't think anybody creating comics ever thought, well, this is the way comics should be. They should be like movies. And they're not like movies. They're a storytelling medium all on themselves. Just like when you were younger and you saw that your favorite book was being made into a movie, your favorite novel or something. And when you saw the movie, it wasn't the same as the book because they're two different mediums.
Yep.
And I feel very much that way about comic books. I loved comic adaptions back in the day when they would do the comic book adaptions because it always felt like it was a different medium that is approaching the thing that I love, like the Star Wars, the original Star Wars adaptation, or the Logan's Run, or 2001. There were so many adaptions that were done so well because they didn't try to make them look like a movie. They made them look like comic books, and I think that it's just the opposite these days. We're not making comic books to look like comics, and I think as a result, we're losing the art of storytelling.
That's a very
Love it.
interesting thing that you said because nowadays we actually talk about this a lot on our podcast. How we feel like a lot of comic books are now being written as like the writers are like hoping for it to get adapted into a television series or into a movie. It's like that's their focus goal in storytelling at this point. And you make a very interesting case that they're deliberately moving away from the actual comic book storytelling that we all know and love. It's like the format is changing. So what was the
Yeah.
last run that you remember reading where you authentically felt like, hey, this is actually how comic books should be written?
Well, and that's not to say, and that's nice to say, and I appreciate it certainly from a personal point of view. But that's not to say all comic books are all the same. And yes, depending on the story that you're writing, it's going to be different. But I only say that because as an avid comic reader, I can't tell you the last time that I've read anything like The Dark Knight Returns
Mm.
or The Watchmen or any of those books back in the day, The Killing Joke, the Frank Miller's run on Daredevil. All of that stuff was so uniquely done because they weren't trying to make it anything more than a comic book. They weren't trying to do it to say, okay, if this could be a movie, this is how I'm going to pace it or try it through. It was always authentically just a comic book. And in that, I think you can get lost, just like you can get lost in your favorite novel or any of those mediums. It's as legit as anything you read or watch, but I don't think people necessarily feel that way anymore.
Ah. Okay, so now here we are, right? 2026. And obviously, I know the passion of writing and creating stories are still deeply rooted in you, right? I would like to ask you, right? If you had a passion project you would want to create at this very moment, what would that be? What would that story be? Or what genre? Where would you go with it right now if you had complete control of what you wanted to do right now?
Well, I'm sure, and all the comic artists that you've had on your show in the past, I'm sure they've all said everybody has their own IP, or they have their intellectual property that they want to get off the ground, and I do too. But it was such a joy to get to do The Mandalorian a few years ago, because as I'm sure with all of you guys, you grow up, you can't not be a Star Wars fan. And it doesn't exactly, and it doesn't matter necessarily which Star Wars era that you're into. The fact that you're a Star Wars fan,
Yeah.
as an artist, you're like, I get to move in this world. And I was very fortunate to do the Mandalorian series, both seasons 1 and 2, in a way that I never thought I'd touch Star Wars in my life. And having done that, I was basically doing, well, they weren't movies, but I was doing the comic book adaptation of the TV show. And like we were just talking, as a kid, I've always wanted to do that because I so appreciated it when I would read a movie adaptation of something that I was loving.
Mm. So I love that. And speaking of the Mandalorian, I have some additional questions. But since we're talking about the Mandalorian, working with Rodney Barnes, how was that experience with him? Because honestly, he's probably one of the more respected writers to me in the game when it comes to like writing horror. But seeing him kind of like switch over and be able to do Star Wars to me is to me I was like wow. But working with him, how was that synergy? Like how did you?
Yeah, man, Rodney is an enigma. If you actually look at his IMDb or his credits, you will see just so much stuff. Comic books is maybe the least of what he has done in his career. That man is phenomenal in what he has achieved. And the first time I met Rodney, funny enough, I looked at him, and in a weird way, we looked very similar. And
Yes, you
I
do.
swear to you, I sat there going,
Yep.
my dad in the 60s, he was a pimp daddy, and I'm wondering, are we maybe related in some way, because this is just weird that we look so much alike.
Uh-huh.
And of course, he'd never met me, but he was like, no, I had a parent, and I grew up in this atmosphere, and everything was kosher. But he is such a great guy and so giving. You would think because of his credits, he would be unattainable. But man, every time I had a question, every time I had something that needed an addressing, he was and has always been there. He's one of those guys and Joss Whedon was very much the same way. The first time we met, he gave me his phone number and said, "Here, if you have any questions now." I was so appreciative from him that you never want to take advantage of that sort of thing, but it's always something where you're like, "Oh man, this is great that I can actually reach out to you when I need to and not feel like I've got to go through a publicist or for something else."
Were you chosen for the actual like? Did you have to pitch it? I'm just because I always like to understand like how we asked this question to a writer and a cover artist before, but you actually do the internal art, interior art. But did they come to you or did you come to them? What? How does that even work?
Well, I think I got the Mandalorian by a series of very fortunate events. I This was around 2019, so 2020. So this was COVID had just hit, and nobody was working. Nobody was doing comics because there weren't any printers, because nobody was making paper to print comics on. So everything was closed down, and like everybody else, I was just sitting around. I had a very loose relationship with Marvel because I had done work with them before, and they came at me asking if I would be interested in doing a fill-in to one of their Star Wars projects called The High Republic. And this was a book that they had just launched, and they just were getting to a point where they needed a couple of fill-ins. And of course, me sitting there going, "Oh my God, I never thought I'd touch Star Wars in my whole life." I jumped on that. And from there, they really liked it and thought, hey, this is really good. And then from that, they were saying, well, we just had somebody who backed out of this. Would you be interested in coming on to it? And I was like, well, yeah, whatever you got, man. If it's Star Wars related, I'm more than happy to do it. And it turned out to be The Mandalorian. And then from there, it was The Mandalorian. Then I did a mini series of Mace Windu. I did a mini series of Ahsoka. And just, I was like, whatever you guys got, just throw it at me, because I love the Star Wars universe and I have no problems. I know some people get on their high horse. Yeah, I've got my own stuff I want to do. And, I'll do this for a couple of issues, but then I want to move over here. I was like, dudes, I will stay and set up shop here forever if you'll let me.
Hey, your passion for Star Wars runs really deep, I see. So I got to ask you, right, when collaborating with artists or writers in some of these really high profile characters, is there like a type of competitive like creativity that you draw from? Like, you know what, I got to do the best job I can do, that way I can set up shop here and establish my own foot in this universe.
Well, I would think that would be the edict of any artist trying to do work, that you want to do the best work you want to do, and you just want to make sure that whatever you do, this is it. If hypothetically, if you were to die tomorrow, this is something you would leave to the world saying, this was the best work that I've ever done. I am one of those guys, and I believe I've somebody once told me that Puff Daddy had said, in making his music, what sort of a standard do you use? Like, what's the bar? Do you set yourself against the Will Smiths of the world, or the whoever is that person at that time? And he had said, which while I don't agree with him on a lot of things, this is something I really agreed. He said, I am trying to do an album the way Marvin Gaye did What's Going On. I want to produce an album like that. I don't want to produce that album, but I want to produce an album that is at that level. And I've always felt that, because whenever I do draw, I am setting a standard for myself. I'm not jealous of other artists, but I am always trying to make myself to a higher standard than I am just what's around me. I want to try and do the best thing I do. I look at stuff and I try to think, well, I want to make this look like the Watchmen or the Killing Joke or anything that was really good that influenced me. That's what I'm trying to do when I work currently.
I like that answer, which leads into my next one, because you take your passion for art real serious, and you've been here before the digital space of creating artwork, right? So do you think that digital tools improve an artist's creativity or the art in general, or do you think it presents to artists who've been around before the digital format a more difficult challenge or new challenges? Like, how did you adapt?
Now, unfortunately,
personally?
that's something you'd have to ask. You'd have to ask every artist of themselves how they work. I would call this hard copy. I still actually draw on the page and ink on the page and do all that still physically. I do color, and I do color in Photoshop when I do. So it's not totally erroneous that I don't use the computer, because I do. But I'm like this. We've been throwing this word out a lot here today. I'm old school. And
Hey,
being
let's
an
talk
old
about
school,
it. I think most of the
I
unks
hope
on
to
here are.
retire still doing physicals.
See, now I gotta go back, because we hit on something, and I feel like we got off it too fast, because Star Wars is so massive. Star Wars, every inch and every kind of thing that's in Star Wars can connect to somebody in a different way. So when we talk about, you did the Mandalorian, you did the Ahsoka, that's great. But for me, when I read your Mace Windu and I'm looking at that art, I'm feeling like I'm watching a different series or a movie of my guy Samuel Jackson. You cooked on that book, in my
Wait,
opinion.
he did Mace Windu?
Yeah, yes. You better go read that.
I got that. I swear to God, I got issue 1 through I think like
love that
5 or
book.
something like
Yes.
that.
And I wanted it to be more. So my question for that is, with you loving Star Wars in your own way, especially the beginning, how did it feel to be able to be on that book with a black Jedi, the first Black Jedi. How did that feel? And it be such to a level of Mace Windu.
Yeah, the interesting thing about this Windows series is that it was the first series that I worked that wasn't from another source. The High Republic, they were taking a lot from the novels. The High Republic started with a series of novels, and then they converted some of them into comic books. And of course, the Mandalorian and Ahsoka series were both done from the Disney Plus series. So the Mace Windu that I got was actually an original story. And it was a story to the point where they wanted to say, this is Mace Windu right after he's become a Jedi Knight. So he wouldn't necessarily be sitting on the council or anything like that. He is still basically, I guess he's a foot soldier, for lack of a better term. He's still out there in the trenches doing whatever it is he needs to do. And he's definitely one of Yoda's boys that said, hey, I need this done. I'm coming to you because I know you can do it. And that's pretty much how the story starts. Yoda actually gives him a mission, and he has to go ahead and fulfill that mission.
Yeah, how you guys interpret that story? How he had to break down, and it took him to a low level, and then at the end of the book, taking out the big bad. The way he took out, I don't want to ruin too much for Fleece when he reads it. I was into that book heavy.
Yeah.
That book is amazing to me. Yes, that book is so good. I love that book.
Well, thank you.
So going on, I do have a question that I asked recently to an artist that sparked some type of interest here. But what's something people often misunderstand about being an artist?
Oh, that's a broad question. I mean, because art is so subjective, it can span so much. You would probably be a little more specific by saying, what does it mean to be a comic book artist? And I guess at the end of the day, really, and this is what I am loving, and I'm hoping that with George Lucas opening the art museum in LA in September, I'm hoping this is what they focus on. It's the art of storytelling. And like I said, that's something that just gets lost these days. You don't necessarily see it, or worse is that people don't have any patience for it. And that's something that I still love about this medium and try to employ whenever I do drawings, and something that gets me going whenever I see it in somebody else.
Yeah. You know, I made a comment about some of these books that's coming out now, and I was like, we're in this age of convenience. Everybody wants to be convenience. Everybody wants everything up front right now. So what we're doing is we're forcing, especially when we talk about influencers and everyone talking about specific titles, movies, all the media, right? We're talking about media, and they want everything up in your face right now. They don't. It's the building that we forgot about. We forgot how to enjoy the build up to those moments. And I feel like we're in this space where everybody wants a blockbuster. Everybody wants a blockbuster in your face, all the booms, all the this stuff that's going around it, without having to appreciate the art behind it and those little nuances that matter when you're talking about storytelling. And it's a lost art, number one. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, it's because of the fact that we've grown to this point where, again, we just want everything up front at once. Give us it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the whole weekly release thing now with the X-Men and all that type of stuff. Like, bring us back to that point where we're waiting and being excited for the next thing.
Right, and mind you, it's not the first time this has happened. Probably the last time this really took place to any severe degree was back in the 90s, 95, when Image was formed. And as much as, and I know there's some controversy here as I'm going to talk about this, but as much as I loved everyone, well, most of those artists too, and I was really behind the idea because this was a bunch of artists who left the corporation in order to start their own business so that they could reap the benefits of what they were actually creating. And nobody is going to argue about that. But the problem with Image at the time is that when it started to come out, they didn't really care so much about story. It was about the artwork, and it was about the dynamics. And that, my friends, is the biggest problem of comic books in general. Comic books are not one thing. Comic books are not just really good art. Comic books are not just stories. Comic book is a marriage of art and story, and it's the most unique medium that we have that can actually do that. You have a story that you can tell visually, but you still need a good, strong story, and hypothetically, you still need a good, strong art to follow that. So a lot of that, unfortunately, I don't think we see that. And really, with Image, when it was out, they literally put out a letter too, saying we are not interested in writers because they were making so much money, just creating these characters who were standing around, who had these big guns, and they just had a lot of fighting, but there wasn't a whole lot of story behind them.
That's a very true statement. We talk about, especially me, I talk about a lot when it comes to new comics and comics that are frequently dropping. You follow stuff that you love and characters that you love and IPs that you love, writers, artists. And I always say, if I'm not going to rock with your book or if it's not going to hit me as heavy, one or the other needs to be captivating me to make sure that I keep picking it up. Either it's the writing or it's the art. But it's always when they come together harmoniously, it's a beautiful sight to see because every page you turn, you're just in awe. And it's like I almost said at the comic store, and I'm talking to people. It's like it's like a flip going through my brain of just seeing. It's almost like you're not reading. You just everything's coming together perfectly, and your eyes are just gliding, and it's just amazement. My wife told me last night. I don't know what you be doing. Sometimes you'll just read a comic and you'll start laughing, or you'll just start making a face. And I'm like, yes, that's my emotions going through the journey of the issue that I'm reading, and that's the amazing part of it. You don't have to just have imagination. You can have imagination with what they're telling you and what they're showing you. And like you said, that marriage, it's a thing of beauty once it hits.
But that's the point, though, right?
Yeah, and I'm definitely not trying to. I'm not trying to put anything down that's coming out now. Ironically enough, we have some of the best artists that we have ever had in this business working in comics. Oh, yeah. So it's not an idea of everything was better back then, because it's not the case. It's just the way that comics has shifted into a medium that essentially has become a stepping stone. Everybody wants to do this to get somewhere else. Nobody wants to do this and stay here.
I do want to ask you a question, right? When it comes to the art and the artist, right? Because there was a conversation not too long ago in the comic community, like that the artists no longer need the writers, right? And I thought that was very interesting because there's a show, a cartoon on Adult Swim that's called Primal. And this show has no dialogue at all.
Love it.
And it's amazing.
Really?
It is some of the best storytelling I have ever seen in my entire life. So it made me think, like, man, is this true? Like, can the artists, and I think a lot of them are doing it now, like Darren Warren Johnson. There's a couple that that are artists that take into storytelling and develop some of the most compelling storytellings of our time. Do you think we're at the age now where, like, okay, a artist can tackle some of these IPs on themselves and don't have to rely too much on writers anymore?
Well, I'm assuming, I've never seen the Primal. I've heard about it, but I've never seen it. But I'm assuming they have a story script,
right? Yeah, I was about to say that.
And they actually have something where it's written. It's just maybe not dialogued or anything like that. So you do. I guarantee you still have writers writing out these.
Yeah, I was gonna make that comment. Is that in order for you to create those,
something you don't necessarily need words, but it's something. Okay, but it's good.
You broke out a little bit. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I'm sorry. You was breaking out a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sure that there are scripts that get passed around to the artists, but it's not necessarily something you need dialogue to. But you definitely need to have a story written for sure.
Ah, okay. Galactus, you had something to say after that. You was gonna make a comment.
Oh no, I was gonna comment that that's exactly what it was. Is that in order for them to create those visuals, they need to have some type of a story written out to show where they want to go with the visual. I was gonna actually mention that, but also, regarding I want to talk about something specifically about like the art process. Like when you go through your like how do you start your process when it comes to when you get the script, right? You go over what needs to be done. Tell me a little bit about that process that you go through.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could use the Mandalorian there for an example. You know, Rodney Barnes has written the scripts, and essentially it basically they're very similar to teleplays. If you guys are familiar with those, it's more or less how you would write a television show. And let's say the Mandalorian is a 40-minute television show, and the instead of whereas pages are said to be 1 minute of time on screen, it's usually written out that pages are actually the one page, and every subsequent page becomes another page after that. So I think a lot of the burden is on the writer initially when they're definitely trying to translate something and convert it into a comic book for sure. After that, the artist, I think this is where I think the guy who is good or is trying to really up his craft comes in and says, okay, well, this is how do I do this and not just make it look like cut out panels from the TV show, like little stills that they're doing. And mind you, a lot of people have done that as well. So my big challenge when I was doing The Mandalorian, hypothetically, was trying to make it more a comic book and less of a streaming series. So you've already seen, I always assume that you've already seen the series. You're reading the comic book because you enjoy the story and you enjoy the character. And then doing that, I tried to make The Mandalorian look more like a comic book instead of me trying to draw The Mandalorian to look like the TV series.
I think you succeeded at that. I can't lie. You know, I picked it up and I was
Yeah,
kind of
that was my mindset anyway.
yeah, I was kind of like, okay, this does have a little different spin on, a different taste on it from watching, you know what I mean, and being such a pop on the show. So I do have a question regarding, you know, the storytelling and artists. How do you feel about silent issues?
Yeah, and that's great. Again, there has to be a story
Yeah, for
behind
sure.
it for sure. And I've read a bunch of silent issues per se. Um, Dialogue isn't necessarily paramount. It is something that you need to get across what the story it is you want to say. And I think it's probably a great way of enriching the characters that you come to know and love. But I'm all, like I've read a couple of issues where probably Wolverine was just doing whatever he's doing for an issue and he doesn't talk much because that's not his thing. And I think in keeping with that character, a silent issue is actually a pretty cool thing. I wouldn't want to necessarily see it every time,
Yeah,
but it's like one of those like those TV shows you used to love when they would take an episode and they would just follow that one character for that one episode, and you're like, oh, that was really cool because we got to know a lot about that one character. You wouldn't want the whole show to be that way, but just for that one issue or episode, you're like, oh, this is great. Okay, I can handle this. So I'm all for silent episodes for sure.
Any? Hold on, y'all got anything else?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Well, before you go, I definitely have a question regarding so within that whole creative process, what's your go-to music or environment when you're creating?
That's actually a good question because comics, when you draw, artists, when they draw, they basically they form a state of mental awareness. So if you're an artist, you can pretty much draw and do whatever it is while you're looking at your page, and maybe if you draw on the computer while you're doing the computer. But there is a part of your brain that can be occupied otherwise, and usually it's an auditory thing. So I know some guys who say, well, I'll watch a movie when I draw, which I don't understand because that means you kind of have to look up at the movie and then draw on your page, look at the movie, draw. So it seems like it would be more distracting than anything else. But music, like you just said, I usually try to go with audiobooks. I'm always listening to something, mostly because your average audiobook will be maybe 10 to 20 hours. And when you're drawing a comic book, you figure that is about 22 days that you're actually involved in this particular book. If you've got the interiors or, covers, I'm sure are a different thing. But since you are with this project for so long, it's really cool to find something that takes a while to get through. I will listen to stuff. I'm a huge Prince fan. I love R&B.
There we go.
So things like that, I'll always listen to or just have in the background when there isn't something that I want to listen to from an audiobook.
Yeah, Prince.
I was it was funny about that is because I asked this question to Suspiria yesterday when I asked her, and she mentioned about listening to music. She puts on certain rock music and stuff like that. But you're saying an audiobook. So what's interesting that is about the fact that you're already creating visuals for a story. Does this not? It doesn't interfere with the story that you're trying to tell visually?
I personally don't think so because it's another part of your brain that you're using. It's not the creative side of your brain that you're using as you are drawing. The listening side of your brain is kind of going, look, we're not doing anything right now because you're sitting here drawing. We can do other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You could very well also be on the phone if you wanted to. If you had like we have here, have an earpiece and your hands are free. And I know I'm going to lose some street cred here, but I love show tunes. So if I can listen to a show tune, it basically allows my hearing to go in. Particularly, I'm always into listening to something that's coming in, and it doesn't distract. Funny enough, I think it does actually help.
And that's great you said that because we just saw Ty McFarlane on another podcast, and he's literally when they started, he's like, "Listen, we're gonna talk, but I got some work to do," and he's drawing avidly, and he's drawing them pages. He's explaining stuff while he's drawing. He's doing his work for his book. I was like, yeah, that's just it's crazy, but that makes sense that you just use different parts of your brain to keep that time going,
Yeah.
but also you're just knocking out your craft because that's what you do. Same with anything
That's
else.
it. And I think the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Yeah.
And man, you've been doing it well for so many years. Eisner Award winner. Before we let you go, we just want to give you your flowers for everything you've created, all the story that you brought to us. This podcast is dedicated to that. You are the voice of our heroes that that we grew up with, that we laughed with, cried with, smiled with, all the above. So thank you so much for joining us today and everything that you've done for us throughout the years. Now, before I let you go, I do have one more question for you, right? As far as legacy goes, everyone's gonna have one when it's all said and done. What do you hope comic book readers or inspiring artists, associate with your name when it's all said and done?
Well, I do want to appreciate your time, guys, and Blue Jack, Flea Boy, and Galactus. I totally appreciate that you guys took the time to actually seek me out. As you get older in your career, I do admit I've now come to a point where I've been doing this for about 30 years. You do start asking yourself, what is that legacy? What am I going to leave? What am I going to do? What am I going to be remembered for? And I hate to say it, that's not something that you can actually say. I'm sure Stevie Wonder probably gets that question, which album do you think will be most remembered when you're gone? And he can have an album in mind, but it probably won't be the album that generally people might say. So if you're asking me what my legacy is, I could
No,
not
I'm
tell.
asking you what do you hope that they get from you? Like when it's all said and done, what do you hope was inspiring about?
Well, we've been talking about it the whole time. I hope that at the very least, people will look at it. I don't need to be the best artist in the world. I don't need to be the most popular artist in the world. I don't need any of those flowers necessarily, but I would love it if somebody could say, that guy, when he was doing his thing, he was a great storyteller. He took what was there and tried to make it better than what the printed word was. And that to me is because that's what I look at artists that I admire. And I look at them, I'll look at a Frank Miller and say, Frank, I don't know what you're doing these days, and that's great that you directed a movie, but you will always touch me because the stuff you did in Daredevil just revolutionized my way of thinking about comic books. So if somebody were to think that about me, hey, that would not be a bad thing.
There you go.
That is
That's great.
phenomenal. Now let the people know where to follow you at. Where's the best place they can reach you? Do you got a website they can go check out your stuff, or social media they can follow you and catch up with details, Comic-Cons, things like that?
Yes, yes. Everything is located at my website. It's called kabalounge.com, KABALOUNGE.com. And all of my social medias are there. You can contact me. It's got appearances and all of that. I'm doing the convention circuit. Just
Oh, you broke out a little
shows. The Galaxy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be at Raleigh, North Carolina for the Galaxy shows.
Oh,
and yeah, the Kabbalah.com is, you can reach me and everything I've got coming out. And usually I try to sell stuff through there that are unique. So if you're interested in just having one of a kind stuff, that's usually where I throw my stuff out.
Man, if you could do so, please get that website. Matter of fact, I'll get it from Galactus. Heroes, if you're watching this pre-record, or if you're watching this, on a VOD or something like that, just know I'm gonna get the link and I'm gonna put it in the description below. That way y'all can all have access to it. Mr. Jeanty, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a pleasure meeting you. Heroes, stick around, because the second hour we will be talking about so much comic book news that's been rotating. Mr. Jeanty, you have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. It has been an honor.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Have a good one. All right, heroes, give us 1 second to switch things over. Hold on. All right, give me 1 second. I think I got it, maybe. Did I get it? No, I don't. I'm sorry. Hey, man, big shout out to Mr. Jeanty, man. He was phenomenal. Heroes W's in the chat, because that was fire. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. All right.
I love his realness.
Yeah, he brought the realness. He kept it 100. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, we should be good. All right, heroes, this is the second hour of Voice of Heroes Uncaped, man. I hope y'all enjoyed that interview. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We got a couple of things. We got a couple of things in store for y'all, man. So
what you just say? What you hold on. See,
I don't even know what I said, because I was reading your comments, bro.
No, Fleet, this ain't about you. Fleet, first of all, turn your mic back up, Fleet. Because it's about to get active in here now. I can't lie. It's about to get active.
Wait, what I do?
This not you. First of all,
definitely
we got Galactus shooting shots in an interview. You know what I'm saying? Talking about. Nah, we're gonna go.
What he say? What's going on? I'm clueless.
You gonna bring up Spain when I got a Messi shirt on because Messi losing? I don't want to try to hit. I'm about to leave. I'll leave and go watch the game.
So conversation beforehand, y'all already know I had to be respectful to our guest, so that way I asked Blue to hold his anger and or excitement, because we had a guest, because the World Cup is on. Y'all already know how he does with soccer. So I just said Spain is up. I don't know if you knew it or not.
Yeah, I'm watching it. Yeah.
My bad. But y'all know how this go.
Hey, I didn't know, bro. I didn't know. I was clueless.
I didn't know. I'm trying to hear that, Fleet boy. Come on.
Hey, man. Well, if Argentina was like the Knicks, they wouldn't be in this position. You feel me? You feel me? Chat. You feel me? But heroes, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in for that interview. My God. Getting introduced to him was amazing, man. I felt like I just came across a legend, to be honest with you. Galactus W interview. If y'all don't know, Galactus met him at Heroes Con and was able to connect with him and get him on the show. That was, I want to say, one of my favorite as far as comic book interviews go, because y'all know I did hundreds of interviews. But comic book wise, that was pretty amazing. And hey, chat, listen, I hope he didn't take the note way, but anytime y'all see me looking down, I'm trying to engage with the chat. Or if y'all seen, I was posting clips everywhere, trying to get people in it. So I was posting clips, making sure I was engaged, making sure I could get people in here, and make sure, we keep the podcast running. Now let's go through it, because we only got Well, we about to get into our second hour, but I wanted to be respectful of the man's time. All right, let's start off with Marvel. Spider-Man Brand New Day is set to be released in a couple of days, man. We're already under the 2-week mark. So, you know what I'm saying? It's coming. Pause. And Tom Holland is making his press tour, running around, and he is sending shots at your guy, Batman. He said, Tom Holland, they asked him, they said, does Batman have anything on Spider-Man? And he said nothing but money. How did you feel about that, Blue Jack? That Spider-Man said, listen, Batman ain't got nothing on me, champ, but money. That's it. Is Spider-Man a better hero than Batman?
All right, now we're going too far. Right,
that's the question. That's the question for the audience.
Listen, this is what I'm going to say. I respect him for saying that. I respect him. You want your actor to do that. If he came out and said some cooks, I'd have been like, yo, get him off the stage. Get him off the set. You need to come and speak with your chest. Speak like you are who you're supposed to be. And that's what he did. I respect him for that. Now, when you go asking these crazy questions about who a better hero, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to hear that. Don't do that. Don't drag it. Flea Boy Jetson.
I'm just saying, bro, because it's been said multiple times over the. I don't know if it's recency bias or because Spider-Man has a movie coming out, but the fans are starting to yap, and the yap is like, "Yo, listen, move away, Batman, get up out of here, Batman." Like the real hero is coming through, swinging in, about to hit 2 Billy on opening night. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit about to get real critical in these streets. Gotham is looking like Metropolis right now, sunshines and pixies and shit.
It took that Spider-Man like 7 movies for people to start speaking like this. That's the crazy part, because they won't say this at all.
What about Spider-Man?
Yeah, about Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Now all of a sudden he about to have his movie looking great because of the trailer. Now all of a sudden people want to speak. People won't say this.
Wait, what wasn't we saying this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago when that shit hit like 1.9 billion? No Way Home? That didn't happen?
Better superhero than
that didn't happen?
No, that wasn't a conversation. That was never. No, nobody heard that.
We're talking about in general, not just Tom Holland. We're talking about Spider-Man, Batman. Who is the better superhero? Comics, everything.
Batman is a better. Bro, listen. Let me break something down to you real quick. Let me break something down.
All right, so break it down. You got the floor.
All right. So you know how Spider-Man has always been like the #1 selling comic and all this other jazz, right? Do you know how many issues a month of ASM drops?
How many?
2, because they drop every 2 weeks. Batman's always been monthly. So guess what? He's still dropping 2, and Batman's still dropping 1, and Batman's still surpassing him right now.
What does that have to do with sales? Who's the better hero?
It's Batman.
Why?
It's clearly Batman.
You're giving me comic sales. Why is Batman a better hero?
Now he don't want to do sales. He always wanted.
No, we're talking about heroics. You were talking about heroics. We're not talking about sales. We're talking about who's the better hero. What does sales got to do with being a hero? You got to stick to the prompt. Stick to the script.
I think they're equivalent. They both have their flaws when it comes to saving people, and they both save people. I mean, I don't think it's a drastic, huge difference. I just think it's just whatever you pick.
So you're telling me Batman never killing the Joker, letting him murder hundreds and thousands of people, never putting a stop to it, makes him a better hero than Spider-Man? Spider-Man not letting that rock. Spider-Man not letting New York City go crazy like that.
What do you mean? Spider-Man is very limited. Stuff happens to people in New York all the time.
Not like Gotham. What? Yo, Chad, let me ask y'all a question. Chad, where would y'all rather live?
So now we're comparing
Gotham or Marvel, New York City?
I don't want to live neither. I can't lie. I wouldn't want to live neither. They both trash. Bro,
I'm saying, bro, you ain't gonna. Where you think you're gonna survive longer?
It's called New York City trash.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was a crazy statement. That kind of went over my head, but under my nose. I'm not gonna let you slide with that, gang. The next New York slander you say is gonna be your last one. You heard my guy?
If you want to do that, your people voted for Kingpin. Y'all put him in charge.
Wow.
What you want to talk about?
Wow.
He was out there offing people. Where was Spider-Man? If you want to talk about heroes, don't talk about real life. Don't talk about IPs. Where was Spider-Man?
Bro,
When Daredevil
Poison
was locked
Ivy is
up.
in your chair right now, though.
What do you mean?
She's the mayor of Gotham, is
She's
she
a
not?
hero. Poison Ivy is
She's
not
a
bad
fucking
anymore.
psychotic
No, she's not.
redhead, bro.
You don't read Poison Ivy. That's how you
Bro,
know
so
what she's
I
talking
know
about.
Poison Ivy, what Poison Ivy did in the past.
Okay.
She's done more than Kingpin.
Free boy, what you do in the past, and who are you now?
It don't matter.
Answer the question.
I'm not the mayor of
Answer
New
the question.
York. I'm not the mayor of New York.
How many people?
I'm
look
a
up to you on social media?
podcaster.
How many people look up to you on social media?
It don't matter. I'm
How
not
many
the
people
mayor
do you
of
bring
New
up?
York, bro. I'm not running for politics, bro.
That's just levels,
They don't
though.
have
That's
a
just
known
levels.
felon on the like. You got a felon on the in mayor, bro. As mayor right now in
Kingpin.
Gotham.
We just talked about Kingpin.
Kingpin been left. He manipulated the system. Gotham chose a felon.
And Kingpin.
Somebody who been in Arkham. How many? Let me ask you something. How many times have Poison Ivy been in the nut house?
Oh, probably a good bit. Yeah.
She's mayor. They got somebody who's been in the nut house countless of times, been in Arkham. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. She probably been in Arkham and lived in Arkham more than she's actually been in the public in her adult life.
Man, that's not true.
Bro, how many years you think she did in Arkham?
I don't know, but the point about
Matter of fact, she probably on the run right now. Did she even get released? She probably broke out.
Poison Ivy, you could compare Poison Ivy to Kingpin. It's crazy to me because Poison Ivy isn't inherently a villain. Poison Ivy just doesn't like people because they F up the world.
Let me show you what Poison Ivy did to Gotham. You really want me to show you what Poison Ivy did to Gotham?
But guess what? Just like she effed it up, she saved it. She saved Gotham in a bunch of different ways.
My guy said he might have to choose Gotham. He's like, Galactus and Thanos be pulling up to NYC.
I was going to bring that up, brother. You know how many big hitters come?
But they not pulling up for Spider-Man.
That's his home, though. Because you brought that up. You know
that's not fair, bro. That's not fair, bro.
Metropolis. When it comes to Gotham, is the nutcases.
Bro, how many times Metropolis been blown the fuck up? Gone off the map. Gone bro. Off the map. It's not even around anymore.
Brother, Spain just won. Yeah, I'm not talking no more.
Bro, Brainiac done made Metropolis like this big before. Joker blew Metropolis up.
Shout out to Spain.
Blew Metropolis up. Shout out to Spain. It's crazy.
Hey, big shout out to Spain, man. Congratulations to Spain on winning the World Cup. Let's go, baby.
Paperback Dan. Kingpin is not locked up. What are you talking about? He's been locked up. No, he's not. Kingpin is not locked up. Kingpin never stays locked up. What are we talking about?
Where is my damn? Why my chat's not coming up? Go ahead.
We don't care about that.
We gotta move on.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. All I'm gonna say is I prefer to live in New York because Thanos, or even when Thanos did come to New York or Galactus in the movies, bro, they really didn't do much. We was good, probably a building or two. We seen worse happen with the. We seen worse in 9/11.
They had to evacuate the whole city because Galactus came. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he didn't do that much damage.
He didn't want it.
Bro, he fell into one building, bro.
The point wasn't for him to do damage. He came there for a specific purpose.
Galactus, please.
Exactly. He didn't come there to destroy. He came there for Franklin. He didn't come there to destroy.
Mind you, Doc Ock had a whole sun in New York. He built a sun. It was about to create a black hole in there.
It was. The word was, but he got stopped and New York got saved. Minimal damage.
Yes,
minimal damage, bro.
It almost happened, did it not?
Bro, Joker done ran the streets of Gotham and did the most, bro.
Listen, I agree. I said I wouldn't live in either one of them. You might as well just take me off the map.
Yeah.
That's my choice.
Chat, let us know in the chat, where would you rather live? Would you rather live in Gotham or would you rather live in Marvel's New York? And also, who's the better hero, Spider-Man or Batman? Let us know in the chat. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also follow us for more Marvel news. And speaking of Marvel news,
hold on, Galactus. Yeah. He didn't even let you answer.
I didn't.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Oh yeah, my fault, Galactus. Because I already know what Galactus is gonna say. He's not gonna agree with Batman being the better hero. That's preposterous.
He's a host. Let him answer.
All right, let him. Go ahead, Galactus.
Spider-Man.
Come on, man. It's that easy.
Just let him answer. Look, I'm not against him.
Well, I'm about to get to Galactus right now. Galactus.
Let's go.
we got more news to get to anyway. Avengers Doomsday tickets are on sale tomorrow. Now my question is to you, Galactus. With these tickets going on sale, pre-sale, do you think they're gonna do over or under what Spider-Man Brand New Day did?
That's interesting. That's a good
better
question.
not buy them tickets, please. You better not buy those tickets.
That's a good question because I'm gonna say what I would do. Okay, I would rather buy the Doomsday ticket before the Spider-Man ticket. So I guess that tells the story of where I would lean. I mean, but I can't really say about the numbers, right? Because the numbers for Spider-Man, they're always gonna be high, man. Kids love Spider-Man. Like kids are gonna be going to see this. That means they need a ticket. You know what I'm saying, to get in for the most part. So ultimately, do I think that it's gonna do it? I don't think so, man. I think Spider-Man is gonna edge it out, just mainly because there's just too much. The audience is too broad for Spider-Man. But I would hope Doomsday because I'm buying my ticket.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I think not only is it gonna break Spider-Man Brand New Day ticket sales, I think it's gonna get more views when the first trailer dropped in Spider-Man. I think it's gonna break the trailer record.
Oh,
I think it's gonna do both. I think it's gonna break both records because at this time in media, there's so many people and so many outlets that they're gonna evolve around Avengers Doomsday. And believe you, once them tickets come on sale, and once Spider-Man drops next week, Marvel's main priority is marketing that movie because they already wasted enough time with not dealing with spoilers. Because I'm pretty sure, even though they say Spider-Man Brand New Day doesn't connect to the movie, it's going to. We just got an announcement that there's going to be only one post-credit scene in Brand New Day.
It's gonna. I'm pretty sure because, like you just said, it makes total sense to build them to bridge that between that whole mega blockbuster to the next mega blockbuster. It only makes sense why they would do that. I mean, if you feel any different, that's fine, Blue, because I see your face. But honestly, though, it makes 100% sense for them to actually do that.
Blue is going through it because he's making face. We don't know if he's making faces towards us or the chat. Yeah, because the chat is eating him alive right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
Listen, I'm not focused on Hat Goat because he's talking a bunch of nonsense.
He gave it to you. He gave it to you on the
I'm
soccer
not worried about
and
him.
Batman.
Yeah.
He don't. Hat Goat don't even.
Bro, he just said soccer won today because Argentina's racist. Spain was racist just like Argentina. So we can go down this route of history. I hate when people do this, but I don't want to hear it. So I'm not answering that. You know what I mean? I'm not answering that.
But Hatko, he's living it. I think he's celebrating right today because he feels as though you take an L behind.
And Messi's still the GOAT. Messi's still the GOAT, so he can say whatever he want to say. He's still the GOAT.
I'm not gonna lie. You know what would be the worst, bro? If you take a foil king L today. That'd be crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Messi losing.
I don't understand.
Batman losing.
Just be the
and
shot today.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That'd be crazy, gang. No, but back to the question, Blue. Over or under? How do you feel?
Answering that, boy, because bro, you answered me some dumb like.
So you're going under,
bro. I don't know what I'm going. To me, it don't make sense. My guy Galactic. I don't even want to say it. My brother just said he would buy the ticket over Spider-Man. And listen, it comes into play.
I would too, though. If those were the only two movies we could get and I had to choose one, I'm choosing Avengers Doomsday.
Me too. I mean, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that?
So you coming here all day hyping up Spider-Man, just your favorite guy, and you care about Doomsday.
But it's Avengers. It's Doom.
It's irrelevant. You have not seen anything.
That doesn't matter.
When they drop the spot,
I want to see X-Men. I want to see Fantastic Four again. I want to see I want to see everything. Like, but remember last week I said it. I was like, yo, look, they're giving me a movie where I am celebrating my heroes. Literally, they're all gonna be in the same fucking movie. That to me is crazy. Like the same thing that happened with Endgame. Like, listen, when Endgame came out, bro, I was on cloud 9. I was like, you can't give me nothing better than this. Like, this is everything that I wanted as a child. Like, they're doing the same thing with Doom. Now, I understand what you're saying.
You're comparing this to the Endgame?
Endgame was crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You comparing this to that?
I don't know yet. I ain't see it, but I'm saying
Exactly.
But
So why would you buy a ticket if you ain't seen nothing yet?
because I bought Endgame. I bought the ticket for Endgame before I saw the movie.
We knew what was coming up. It was a sequel to that movie. Spider-Man, you saw something. You saw something physically before they dropped the ticket sale. Marvel, Doomsday, you ain't seen nothing but a generated picture where Fleetwood himself said, "Oh, that might not be the official." And then it came out to be the official, and he don't want to talk about it because it's trash.
Hold on.
Concept art.
I know we talk about two different media. I'm about to talk about two different medias here, but I'm going to connect it.
Go ahead.
Tell me this. Yep. When you saw that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was coming out with a comic book, and you saw the synopsis alone, you was super excited about it. You was like, you know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for that book. You didn't never know. They didn't give you no prompts beforehand to tell you that book was being released. But when they gave it to you, you saw the prompts. Huh?
I don't read the synopsis of any book.
Even better. You didn't even read the synopsis. You just knew you was going to buy that book, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing with Doomsday.
Okay, and I'm going to buy the ticket too. I'm just not going to buy it when it released because there's no point. What's the point of buying a ticket tomorrow when the movie comes out in November and you haven't seen anything? It's not going to be sold out.
I never pre-ordered the book.
They said Spider-Man was sold out, and you can go right now and buy tickets for Spider-Man.
I never pre-ordered a ticket.
They add theaters. They add showings. Like, it's never going to be sold out.
No, I'm not saying it's going to be sold out. I'm saying, is it going to break the pre-sale record that Spider-Man has originally broken?
You're saying, and I don't think it is. No.
All right, so now I do got a question. You're not excited for 26 years of storytelling being wrapped up in one movie?
I'm not excited for Doomsday. You can ask me this every week, and I will tell you the same thing. I'm not excited. Until they show me something to make me excited, I'm not excited. I don't care that much. I don't feel anything. I don't. Oh, we got Gambit. Cool. Mon ami. So?
Oh, he tried it.
All right, so we will move on, right? Let us know in the chat. Are y'all excited for Marvel Avengers Doomsday or Spider-Man Brand New Day? And do you think either or do you think Doomsday will break Spider-Man records? Well, we'll see what happens over the weekend. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, on more Marvel news, Ryan Reynolds said that a new Deadpool movie will happen eventually. They're in the talks and they're working on it. He said there's a few really deep cuts missing in movies. And I think there's a few deep cuts missing from comics. And we could bridge the two together and make a very interesting movie for Deadpool. So with that being said, what do you think he could possibly do with Deadpool after the events that we're going to get from Secret Wars? Do you think once Deadpool and some of these characters are officially within the MCU, what storyline would you like to see him tell? Would you like to see a more like grounded X-Force type of movie? Because, you know, he had one of those in planned before the Fox merger. He wanted to do something like that. Where do you think he's going to go with Deadpool?
So I have to, I think Devin, he had made a comment. He said, we don't need no more Deadpool on his own. I agree. I feel like you can't tell this story in any other way. I feel like they need to bridge in other characters at this point in time. Now, there was a book that I've seen that doesn't necessarily go with continuity, but Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe. You've seen Deadpool at his most depressive state, like his most depressive state, and the reason why he went to go kill off the universe was a specific reason, that why he did it, and of course it's over love, but overall, I feel like that wasn't a moment for him. You could see you could see how hurt he was, how damaged he was, and what lengths he was gonna go to kind of go back and go into a different timeline. And what lengths he went through. It didn't matter who he had to off. But as far as the deeper cuts go, I don't necessarily agree that Ryan Reynolds could go that route because that's not Deadpool's character. I think Deadpool's main character is humor. You know what I'm saying? Like his ability to be a mercenary, his ability to get the job done. And I feel like if you take away from that, you're taking away from the character. Now you can absolutely, if he does it, it needs to be done in a way where it's a balance. Otherwise, that movie will not be Deadpool.
Blue, what about you? What do you think Do you think he should just, make an ensemble movie, make like an X-Force movie? Because it'll feel pretty weird, Deadpool just being a main character in an X-Men movie. I really don't see them doing that. But what do you think they should do with this character, or what story they should tell?
I think after we seen Deadpool 1, we kind of understood that it has to be more. You can't just do Deadpool and sit there for an hour and in 20 minutes, hour and 40 minutes, and just laugh about stupid crap. Um, I think the next step would be putting him with Spider-Man. I do think putting him in New York with Spider-Man, or putting him. I kind of don't want the go to multiverse crap, but maybe let him go link up with all the Spider-Man separately, some kind of random story. Whatever it's gonna be something that don't mean nothing.
That's interesting because Tom Holland did say he would like to share the screen with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's it. Most of the time, Deadpool links up with Spider-Man in comic books. And either it's a one-off, or maybe they'll wait until. Well, I guess not, but maybe they'll wait till Miles Morales comes, and then he can link up like he just did in comics with Miles, I think last year. So it just depends. I'm tired of seeing him. I would like to see him added with a few lines and just fighting, but I guess at the same time, that kind of takes away from Ryan Reynolds, and his ego and trying to be there, because you can't give him that many lines in a big movie, because he'll take you out heavy. He'll take you out of whatever's going on. So yeah, I think Spider-Man would be it for me.
Oh, I know what I just thought about, right? You know how everybody talks about, not making the Fox movies canon with Marvel? After Doomsday, I'm pretty sure all of that's going to be canon now. Because they already kind of did it with other movies, right? So to say that if you was to take Ryan Reynolds' 3 movies as a trilogy right now, where would you rank it in trilogies for the MCU? Like the Captain America movies, the Guardians of the Galaxies. Where would you put Deadpool trilogy in superhero movies? Marvel. We're not going to go too much into DC, but Marvel wise, what trilogy would you put over Deadpool's?
He gonna say something disrespectful. It's okay. Go ahead.
What? Bro, go ahead, Galactus. Go ahead.
He's charging up. He's charging up. You saw him? He's charging up.
You go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
This is an interesting topic because I want to see, because like most MCU movies, which I got to say, most of them are like 2 out of 3s, right?
I only think he above 1.
You think he's only above 1?
Now, are you adding the Fantastic Four movies and all that? I mean, they didn't have
trilogy. You say an actual trilogy series.
Yeah, trilogy. So we got Thor. Thor has a trilogy.
I think he's better than Thor.
Iron Man, Galaxy. Was it Guardians of the Galaxy? You got. Shit, is that it?
You got
Captain America.
Captain America. You have
That's it. I guess Avengers, if you want to say Avengers, but that's it.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Sam Raimi and Spider-Man. What's his name? Who directed those Spider-Man movies?
So
I think they're better than Spider-Man's.
I ain't. Whoa! Wait. Please do that.
I'm good.
He's going. He's doing what he does. Listen, I will say this. You pissing blue off.
I'm saying you don't think they're better than Tom Holland's?
I'm not gonna discount Deadpool's movies, because I have to say, if we're talking about versus all the rest of them, the only ones I'll say what's better. I'll say what's better than those. I'm gonna have to say Spider-Man is obviously better than that. Obviously, I'm not.
Both of them or just one?
Oh, every single Spider-Man movie I've ever seen is better than Deadpool's. Period. And then we'll say the next thing up, Guardians of the Galaxy, to me, it wasn't great.
Don't disrespect. Come on.
It wasn't great though. It was good, but it wasn't great. You know what I'm saying? Like the third one to me was probably was not the best one out of the 3. Like the last one was not the best one out of 3 for me. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. Thor, let's take Thor out, because Thor was.
Yeah, Thor wasn't it. Only good movie Thor got is Ragnarok.
And y'all already know how I feel about Captain America. No disrespect, but I'm gonna be real with you. I would have to say after Spider-Man, and this is just being completely real, it would have to be Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like
I respect it.
No, Iron Man. I'm sorry. No. It would have to be Spider-Man, Iron Man, then Deadpool, and then the rest.
So Civil War and Winter Soldier is not better than any of the.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is how I feel.
I didn't enjoy Captain America movies. I said this already.
He did, and we gotta respect that. I'm gonna keep it 100. The only ones I will put over Deadpool, and hear me out. So let me ask you a question: what movie do you think was better, Deadpool 1 or Homecoming?
Yeah, Deadpool 1.
What do you think was better, Spider-Man 2 or Deadpool and Wolverine?
Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man Wolverine was a trash movie.
Bro, what are we
I did not
saying
like that
here,
movie.
bro? I think it's like 2 out of 3 for both of them. I think Tom Holland's best movie
And you
in that
notice how
trilogy.
you notice how you skipped over Deadpool 2 because that movie is absolute garbage. Put it in a bin
it was a
and erase it from history.
It was a parody. It was kind of dope.
You picking narratives. Now
I'm just what I was trying to say. I was
don't try to say
Go
nothing.
ahead.
Put Spider-Man 3 against Deadpool and Wolverine. Which one's better?
Spider-Man No Way Home.
I did. So you just.
But what I'm trying to say is they both got 2 out of 3 movies.
Of course. And I think Deadpool is on the bottom end of that Spider-Man one.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think is better, Spider-Man 1, Sam Raimi, or Deadpool 1?
Spider-Man 1, Sam Raimi.
Get that shit the fuck out of here. What?
Kind of liked it.
I don't know,
He's
man.
He's trolling.
Yeah,
I'm not
He's
trolling,
definitely
bro.
trolling.
I've been said this. I can pull up the clip, bro. I don't think Sam Raimi's movies deserve that much credit, bro. I did not like Peter Parker. He looked like a 30-year-old man in high school. Like,
Okay,
what the fuck was that, bro? That wasn't
again.
Peter Parker.
Spider-Man 2 or Deadpool 2?
Spider-Man 2.
All right, Spider-Man 3. Wow,
Nothing. That's the last. And that's the last movie you should ever mention on this podcast. Because that's the worst Marvel movie that's ever been made besides Michael B. Jordan's Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Come on now, I'm about to say.
That's at the bottom of the barrel. That's in the bottom of the barrel. But I do feel like
down there too.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I think Deadpool got better movies than Iron Man. Also,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think so, man. I had a better time.
But just okay.
I had a better time with Wolverine than Deadpool.
But it's okay because we can disagree because I actually like Sony's villains movies, right? So I'm on the other side of that. Hey, you like to laugh at that.
Bro, he says this every time, bro. Stop saying that. People don't want to hear you say that.
Craven was so good.
No. Craven, the character was good. The movie was not.
Morbius?
Hey, Jordan King, you know what's crazy, Jordan King? You know what's the best part of Avengers Doomsday that I'm waiting for? Is for Tom Holland not Tom Holland, for Tobey Maguire or whatever his name is, Toby to pop up somewhere and his ass gets smoked. When that happens, I'm gonna pop in the movie theaters. I'm gonna shock the whole movie theater. I'm gonna be like, yeah!
So you want the oldest Spider-Man to get off?
I'm mad he didn't get off in No Way Home, bruh.
You did not enjoy Toby's.
No, bruh. Everybody considered Toby the GOAT, man. He is not the GOAT, man. Tom Holland is the GOAT. He is the embodiment of Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Next topic.
Don't say Tom. Iron Man Jr. is
Hey, Devin Kahn was good, man. Paperback Dan, what's up, man? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't listen to me yap, man. I just be yapping the yap sometimes.
Oh, we know.
But there be some truth in it. I do put Deadpool trilogy top 3 for sure. Top three. Top three. Hands down, top 3, bro.
Top 3 what?
Top 3, bro. Top 3. Top 3, man. Top 3 trilogies, man. Stop playing with it, man. Stop playing with it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's get on to some DC news, man. Big shout out to DC. They've been dropping some bangers lately. We got Scott Snyder talking about the Absolute Batman animated series. And
it hold on. Deadpool 2. Who's the little kid? What's the little kid's name that Deadpool was trying to help?
I don't know that fat nigga name.
I know you don't know because he ain't the best. That's what I'm talking about. You be lying. How you gonna say some top kid and you don't know the characters in the movie?
Hey, I skipped that movie, bro. I'm skipping that one, bro. I'm skipping that one, bro. I'm skipping that one never happened, bro. That one never happened. That one never happened, gang.
Alexis didn't even say that because he know he don't know.
I agree.
He know he don't know.
I don't know why he did that to X-Force. But listen, chat, just so y'all know, if y'all here for the first time, Flea has a specific job, okay, and he's doing it very well, as you can see.
Nigga,
So let's go ahead
Tom
and keep
Cruise
it
and he
moving.
got off. Come on, bro. What are we talking about?
Yo, so you're trying to tell me what's homie name? The
You don't know
Phil,
his name.
Dan, what was his name? The
You
casual
tell me his
nigga.
name. You tell me his name.
He was in Deadpool and Wolverine.
What's his name, Flea?
What's his name, bro?
You tell me, cause that's your favorite. That's your favorite.
You telling
Tom
me
Cruise
he ain't better than Toby?
All right, yeah, go to Batman. 'Cause
Guardians
listen,
is the best trilogy. Oh, we got the. Let's go ahead. Keep moving.
Guardians
Yo,
is
Devin.
definitely up there. It's top 5 for sure.
But he said the best one.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, but it's top 5.
Yo, first and foremost, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. When it comes to Guardians 1, it was a masterpiece. Guardians 2, if I see that movie again, bro, I might break my TV. Guardians 3 was okay, but they start to miss me with all the colorful shit
They just hit you in the feels on number 3. That was it.
that was it, man. They had a little emotional moment. Besides that, man, who give a fuck about a Racket Raccoon, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Racket, whatever his name is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, fuck them animals, bro. Like,
Yo, Galactus be driving like an old ass man in his car with his dog on his lap. He talking about he don't care about animals. Stop that, man. You love animals. That cuts your heart.
Blue, you saw what I said. Whoa. When he said something about animals, I said, whoa.
Yeah, you
bro,
crazy.
Guardians
You care about
3.
that raccoon.
Of course
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I didn't care about his backstory.
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. And look what they did, bro. Look what they did to my guy, bro. Look what they did to my guy, Adam, bro. Look what they did to Adam, bro. That can't never be forgiven, bro. That can't be forgiven, gang. Bro, look what they did to Adam, bro. Look what they did to Adam, bro.
But when he saved Peter, that moment was insane. You felt that. When he saved Peter, come on.
Bro, the only thing I felt, Adam Warlock, bro. Look what they did to Adam Warlock, bro. They did, yo, bro. The only thing I felt is the impulse to smack the shit out of James Gunn for what he did to Adam Warlock.
I can't deny.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. And he got to stop doing them stupid ass action, them flying scenes where Adam Warlock. Come on, bro.
Comic relief.
Come on, bro. They made this nigga a joke, the butt of the jokes, bro.
Seriously.
Hey, come on, let's go to the next topic. Come on, next topic. Come on.
Like, come on, bro. Next topic, bro. Like, y'all know I ain't lying, bro. Y'all know I ain't lying, bro. Adam Warlock, the comic relief. Come on, gang. Come on, gang. Like, what type of shit we got going on here, bro?
Marvel Universe, you made him trash.
Bro, y'all made him the joke. Homie is the joke.
Come on, bro. Next topic, bro. Come on.
Come on, gang. All right, now moving on. Scott Snyder had a lot to say about Batman and the animated project that he got going on. Let me get, what he said word for word, bar for bar. But he has something to say about the Batman animated and how he, is approaching it. And do y'all know that Marvel actually shot down Scott Snyder's pitches when he came to them first? That's also a thing. So we'll talk about that as well. But let's get right into it. Now, starting with Scott Snyder, he said, he's pitched to Marvel the publishing narrative for DC before it got approved over there for Absolute Batman. So he wanted to do something like that for Marvel and create like an Absolute type Marvel thing. But
that is not what he said. That is not what he said.
Bro, it says it was different from the Absolute Universe. It would have spanned multiple books. Marvel was interested but had other plans. No room in the idea for his idea. I wanted to make something like the Absolute Batman for Marvel. Word for word. Bar,
but you said
bar.
Absolute Universe.
Yeah, he wanted well something like Batman. Same thing.
And he also went to DC first, but he told them, I'm going to Marvel while y'all make y'all decision. He could have done both. Right?
No,
both all the time.
Yeah, but what he was saying, he wanted to make an alternate Marvel universe for them. So basically, the Absolute Universe he wanted to make.
Space. It happens all the time. They don't have. You got a plan. Sometimes you don't have space to fit everything in.
And this came from via Popverse says.
Yeah, it was something different. Yeah, but it was his idea.
Yeah, it was his idea, but he wanted to do.
They just didn't have
space.
They
didn't. You know what I mean? They basically couldn't do it. But And also, Scott Snyder says the Absolute Batman series will capture the comics' distinctive style and will be one for one of what he wanted to create in the comics and try to adapt to animated. He said, we want to make it to be as though the series is just as almost bigger, better, but more robust version of the comics on screen. It really looks like the comic book come to life, and 3-dimensional is the coolest way. So he is stuck on this 3-dimensional thing. He is not budging from that. For sure. So we already know he's stuck on the 3-dimensional thing. But what he's saying is that for the comic book adaptation, he wants to take what y'all see on the page and adapt it almost one for one. So now you hear all this news from Scott Snyder. It looks like he's being, extremely vocal about this series, which I love because it shows that he has true passion for this project. The only thing I'm concerned about, me and Blue Jack and Galactus keeps talking about it, is the 3D model he's deciding to go. Now, if it's anything like Arcane or Blue Eye Samurai, I say sign me the up right now. But if it's something like Trigon Stampede or something like that, I really just don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. But heroes, let us know in the chat right now. Are you on board with a 3D model version of Absolute Batman when it comes to the animated process? Now I'm gonna go to the heroes. Galactus, do you think that was a crucial mistake for Marvel at the time? And because that eventually birthed the Absolute Universe, because after that he went to DC with it. Do you think that was like the pivotal moment where things shifted? Or do you think Marvel looked at it like, hey man, it is what it is? How do you feel about that? Because we're going to talk about Marvel moving locations and their chief and editor next. But do you think that had a big part to play?
I don't think that they thought that far ahead. Because it's an idea, right? When you talk about these creatives coming and pitching an idea, Snyder didn't know it was gonna take off the way it did. I mean, it was a concept, it was an idea. Like that's just what writers do. Writers pitch ideas and hope for the best. But they never know how the comic book industry or comic book readers are gonna attach to that. It's just that it so happened that it was a perfect storm for him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was in a time where people were clamoring for something different and something so extreme that it was interesting. So it was a perfect storm. It arrived at the right time. I don't think Marvel per se they lost. I feel like they could have lost out technically, but at the same time, I feel like there was always uh there was always a goal to reset things, to go through a reset. That's what they always do. Marvel goes through a time where they always reset. We've seen it before. This is not the first time we saw the Ultimates. This is the second version of the Ultimates that we saw. So ultimately, with the Midnight coming and so forth and so on, I feel like there was always going to be a plan to do something different. It's just that at that point in time when it was pitched, probably it just was something that didn't fit into the format at that time. So that's just a company thing that happens. I can't speak to what they did or what they didn't do, but overall, am I echoing?
No,
No, it's
you're good.
you're good.
Okay. So, but overall, I feel like I don't think anything really crucial happened there. I just feel like DC won. And honestly, it was a it was a great thing that happened. I mean, when you really think about this, that's Snyder's home. Like as far as Batman goes, that's where his comfort is. So it just fit the space. It fit the character. It fit the universe that they were trying to create. So that's my take on that one. I don't think it harmed Marvel or anything because we could talk about this in hindsight, being that it done so well. But back then, did we know? No, we had no idea. It's just that we had the community kind of coming all over collectively to kind of like get into the story in the space to make Absolute Universe what it is now.
Blue, what about you?
um, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, from what I read, he was doing what he did as a prestigious writer and a person with a big name. He was shopping around. Um, and when you get to that level, you can shop around. You go to
Mm.
one, you let them know up straight, hey, I got this idea. You take your time, but I'm also gonna go over here, and I'm gonna go over here and talk to these people, and I got a different idea all around. So whoever picks me up, or if they both want to pick me up, you got to understand what comes with that, and it's just normal. When you on that level, when you a pioneer right now, you got those legs because you're gonna sell no matter what. And you're gonna be a staple. Your fans are gonna follow you, and he's somebody that has amazing fans, really big fans, and he's done so much. It just even when you go to DC, he's done so much. Like the Galactus said, Batman, we can go farther than Batman. So yeah, I mean, we got something great. We're here. We're living it. Marvel's doing their own thing. They're not crying about it. So it is what it is.
Yeah,
Real quick, let me just go ahead and say something. Blue, you got some feedback. I don't know if it's within the settings or whatever it is, but we probably need to fix that because Jordan just said that it's kind of hard to hear us.
It's Flea. Flea, you're echoing.
I'm echoing. Let me see.
Just turn it down some.
Let me see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just speed run through some topics because we are almost out of time. We got about 25 minutes. Marvel, after 90 years, have relocated to Burbank, is going to Burbank and leaving New York. They're changing editors in chief. The old editor in chief is moving to Japan to focus on the manga verse. They've already released about 5 titles coming from that verse. And, they're working on developing, stories out of Marvel in manga format, which is a good or a bad thing, however you take that. But let us know how you feel about that in the comment section below. Also, Tom Holland says that he can never see anyone else playing Iron Man or Wolverine but Robert Downey Jr. and Hugh Jackman. And I'm pretty sure that this week we're going to get a bunch of news out of San Diego Comic-Con. We might even get the casting of the X-Men because it's been rapid news and casting reports from the X-Men. So we might get something big. James Gunn is skipping out on another year of San Diego Comic-Con, but they will have the Batman Nightfall panel there, as well as the Lanterns panel will also be there. But we're going to have tons to talk about next week. But something that might get announced at San Diego Comic-Con that's been in the talks, Armor Wars is reportedly being reworked into an Iron Man film after the next MCU saga. The film was originally planned to be focused on War Machine, but now is expected to introduce the rebooted Tony Stark instead. And that's where Tom Holland, commented and said, he can't see nobody else playing Iron Man but Robert Downey Jr. But they are planning to reboot Tony Stark, and they're going to do recasting for him after the saga is over. And the first film will be Armor Wars. Blue Jack, how you feel about this information?
Screw the blacks.
Yep. Go ahead. Continue, though, because I have a lot to say.
I'm not going to go crazy. That's just what it feels like. Screw the blacks. Y'all had a whole plan. Y'all had a plan for the kids. Y'all dropped it all. It started with what's the name, Majors, Jonathan Majors, and y'all just let it flow from there. Y'all just let it flow. You did no marketing for a Riri. You did no marketing for Wonder Man. Luckily, Wonder Man was a crazy high success. So we got a season 2. Some of us did enjoy Ironheart, even though it has some issues. But War Machine has been here the whole time. He was supposed to be the lead for this movie. Riri was supposed to be next and getting her extension to take over until we got Iron Man again. But now all of a sudden, because RDJ came back, he's going to play both roles again. It's okay to find a new one and do Armor Wars again. It's all of a sudden okay again. Man, I don't want to talk about that. And then Tom Holland, bro, see, I praised him at the beginning. Bro, go back to England, bro. That's what I'm saying. You losing the plot. There can always be so let me ask you this. It's okay for him to say it'll never be another Iron Man or another Wonder Woman, but it's not okay for people to say they want a new Black Panther. And that person, that actor actually passed away. All right, I'm done, bro.
So I'm gonna make mine a little bit because y'all know how I can get. So I'm gonna say this. I feel like there wasn't enough work done on those projects that involve people of color, Black people. I feel like there hasn't been enough effort into marketing in the way they do their counterparts or other the majority. And I say this because when you look at Ironheart, Ironheart was supposed to have been. It's just wild to me as to why those characters outside of Black Panther they get TV shows, and the other ones get those, you know, movie releases, and it's because they don't anticipate them to sell, which is why they make TV shows because they don't feel as though that they can generate the income for it. We just happen to explode Black Panther. But also we had a dog ass director behind it too. But overall, I feel like they're dropping the ball here. I feel like Iron that they missed an opportunity in Iron Man when they actually introduced like War Machine. There was an opportunity then to go from there. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I kind of agree with y'all when they're just waiting too long. I don't think it's gonna affect Doomsday. Ultimately, I don't think it's gonna affect it that way. But I will say I do agree with the fact that they have opportunities. They have those windows. They don't capitalize on those windows to introduce the characters that people are actually interested in these movies. Because War Machine had a big part in those three movies. I mean, overall, that's outside of Terrence Howard's first one. But the other ones, they still had a part in it, which meant that they still could have included him in a way where it just made sense in the branch off the universe. They killed off Tony. Why not have another Iron Man character? Like, you know, you have so many other ones that's there. Utilize the characters that's in the books and uplift them, market them, sell them because they're there. You created characters, make them live in this universe that we have when MCU. It doesn't make sense to me. Like they're dropping the ball, bro. Like honestly, you think about it, man. I'm not gonna say much about it, but I know Ironheart ultimately she had, I love the fact that they put a person of color behind the director's chair, you know what I'm saying, and did whatever. I love that, but I still feel as though that the writing suffered. You know what I'm saying? To me personally, the characters weren't really introduced in a way where you get to know them, like because they're unknown characters. And although Riri is an unknown character, there's opportunity there to actually bring her into the universe and make people understand the universe around her, like and the universe that they're familiar with. They didn't do that well. They didn't mesh the two together at all. The ones that we're familiar with and that new one. So ultimately, they dropped the ball. They really, really did. And this whole thing with RDJ coming back, we're talking about RDJ again for this week. And I made my mistake last week when I said they failed putting him in that mask. Like you know, say for Doom's mask. I don't like it. I never liked it. I never will like it. I liked him playing Iron Man. I absolutely loved him playing Iron Man. Loved it. Yes, I'm one of those people. I loved Iron Man. I said Iron Man is like the second my favorite series out of MCU. Period. Like it's phenomenal. I loved it. I really do love every single one of them. He does not. He should not be in this Doom costume, nor should he come back and to be in this other one. I don't know how they're gonna bridge the story and make it make sense, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Hopefully they don't do it, but we shall see.
Yeah, buy that ticket tomorrow.
Hey, heroes, let us know how y'all feel about, all of this news. Me personally, I'm gonna just give my take real quick. I don't like it for the simple fact because they keep sidelining black known characters. And agreed, like I kind of said this before, man. I understand like some of these characters, have similar takes, like, War Machine, Iron Man to the general public, basically the same character, just different Captain Americas, etc., Spider-Man's, the thing goes on. But like we see, these characters could thrive in their own story as long as the story is good. Look at Miles Morales. I honestly think Beyond the Spider-Verse is probably going to wrap up one of the best superhero trilogies we ever had as far as films go. And it's animated, which is a huge accomplishment to the writing team, the creators, everybody over there that worked on that film. It's a huge accomplishment. Now, when it comes to other characters, Sam Wilson was done terribly.
I would like to say something really quick though.
Go
Real
ahead.
quick. Regarding the Miles Morales thing, there's a duality to this. You have a character that's in a mask. He looks like Spider-Man. So I think the other part of this is that you have such loyalists to the Spider-Man universe. It doesn't matter who the Spider-Man is. They're gonna clamor to that. They're gonna go straight to that character and they're gonna support that character because it's within the Spider-Man universe. So he has an advantage. Miles does. So although at the same time he's his own character, he has an advantage because his name is still Spider-Man. Okay, so I feel like that's where the hook is with that. With those other characters that's actually separate from that, they have to work off their own identity from that creative process. So I mean, that's pretty much how I feel. Blue, you shaking your head.
I want to ask both of y'all something real quick.
Hold on. One question.
Go ahead.
Who's the better actor, Don Cheadle or Robert Downey Jr.?
Don Cheadle.
That's tough for me, man.
We're talking about, first of all, if you look at his accolades and you look at
yes.
If you look at his accolades, you look at the movies that he was in, bro. His acting range is ridiculous. His acting range is ridiculous.
RDJ too, man. He got that artillery. He got more artillery
from Marvel.
No,
he did not.
Oppenheimer.
That was his resurgence.
Oppenheimer was after Marvel. I said, where did he get it from?
His resurgence was Marvel.
Where did he get it from?
It's true.
But you're saying acting in general. You didn't say what period. You said acting in general.
Exactly. And you're forgetting Don Cheadle from back in the day was at the top of his game. No, what?
I like Don Cheadle, man.
His acting range is ridiculous, bro. Like, seriously. Like,
I asked that because Don Cheadle can 100%. If they write him not as a side character to Tony.
See, but that was my question that I was about to ask you, right? Do you think all of this happened because of the way they wrote War Machine? Because, you know, in Secret Invasion, they twisted that whole fucking character up.
Part of it, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't know what to do with that character now, I'm thinking.
Outshine the Iron Man?
You know what I'm saying?
They don't know what to do with him because they put him in that position.
Yeah.
Another black character, and just like he said with Riri, they didn't put the time and the effort into it, so she's in a position. They brought her in Black Panther, gave her a suit, and then said, hey, by the way, you can't take that suit.
It's weird.
Hey, we broke your suit that you had, but you can't take the one we gave you. And you just helped us.
Yeah,
you're my sister, but I'm not helping you when you down bad.
Yeah, it's a tough spot that Marvel puts War Machine in, man. It really is a tough spot. I don't know, like, story-wise, where you can go from here with it. So I'm really curious to see what they do with him. I wouldn't be surprised if they kill him off in Doomsday or Secret Wars. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's definitely gonna be one of.
You know what? You might be right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they kill him off, bro.
Right,
and he has that interaction with Doom, and he sees Robert Downey's face, and like you know. I think that might.
This is the issue. This is too much BS.
Phenomenal.
This is too much BS and heartstrings because people just get to see Tony's face again. I don't want to see a movie based around that.
No,
that is so weak to me.
No,
and y'all
I
so
agree.
excited because everybody coming together. All these people got to see him. I sent you what I sent you, Flea. You saw it. They play off of the fact that he's still RDJ heavy. That's how he essentially does what he does. That's the whole plot of the movie. Him looking like him.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one, man. I hope I'm really curious. Out of everything, I don't even care what the critic rating is gonna be. I'm paying attention to how the audience reacts off of it. The cinema score and the audience score is, I'm genuinely curious how people are gonna feel about RDJ as Doomsday when the movie is out.
When the last time we had an Avengers movie? What year?
Jesus.
Endgame
was like 2019.
They're gonna glaze it. Bro, we talk about this all the time with people seeing the big thing. Galactus talk about all the time with Absolute Batman. It's a true fact. It's gonna get glazed. It's gonna get the spotlight.
Yeah, so I do appreciate everybody in the chat. I see y'all writing, man. I can see everything y'all type. Thank y'all for the engagement. Also, if y'all want to support the channel, best way to do so, become a hero today. Join the membership, man. We got exclusive content, exclusive giveaways for all our members and all our heroes of the channel. Thank y'all so much. Now we are going to continue on. Before we go, we did not have one indie thing to talk about. So we're going to give you our indie picks only of the week. So heroes, real quick, Let's go through that and make sure y'all stand by because Ari Starks is gonna give us our FOC for today. The video should be up after this. I'm sorry I did not post it already. I have been extremely busy and I woke up today. And of course, we got the Foil King segment coming up. Y'all get to choose. So heroes, get ready. We want to see all y'all votes because your votes matter in the chat on who wins. Will the Foil King this week be crowned Blue Jack or Galactus? Stay tuned for that. Now let's get right into it. Galactus, you're up first. Give us the best indie picks of the week, man. What did you resonate with? What was your favorite reads of this week?
All right, let's go ahead and get it, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start off with one that everybody knows about. We're going to talk about Battle Beast. This is number 11. Battle Beast number 11 here. I love this book this week. This is a continuation of the battle between Battle Beast as well as Conquest, but we get to see them kind of coming in together at the end. I did spoil it. But anyway, ultimately, they have to get out of a pinch, okay? So y'all in for it. Like, honestly, I love the human here. I love the dialogue. They're very similar characters when I look back at the cartoon versus the actual content here where we see Battle Beast actually talking and engaging in the universe. Ultimately, this book is a definite buy. If you have not already, get on it. Then we got coming up Kingdom of Earth, which is this is a Dark Horse published book. This is only going to be a 4-issue run. It is a mini series. The interesting thing about this book is that monsters actually were living on Earth, but ended up taking over and then eliminating humans overall. And now they control the Earth, or at least segments of it. They show like a grid of it, but pretty much, yeah, humans are, their food as well as their help. So they're either hired or killed to work for them. So that's pretty much how that works. Pretty dope. And we see a solo survivor that's out there trying to survive. I wasn't sure if this is a girl or a boy, but yeah, they are in the book. And we also have this book here, which was a very unexpected diamond in the rough here. And I say that because this book, NSF. Excuse me, NSF West.
This freaking book, dog.
Listen, I did a review on it already.
Hornbug.
If y'all haven't seen it, just go on my socials. Y'all be able to see the review that I did. I did not go over too much, but I did say pretty much that this is a wild book. It's a wild book. Listen, if you are, listen. I don't know, man. If you like spiciness, if you like the women, this is it. Ironically, this book is written by a woman. It is very intentional in the topics and the content that's in here. She actually it's supposed to be, if you didn't know that this is a woman, it would seem sexist. It would seem very inappropriate and sexist and exploiting. However, knowing that it's a woman, I can tell that she did it intentionally. Y'all, this book is wild. You think G.I. Joe, think X-Men, think all those type of things we talk about, people that go on missions, right? But it's a group of women that's out there, and they are
flea mute.
They are dressed very inappropriate.
So, yeah, what happened?
Definitely book.
All right. I'm gonna go with Mons. It continues to be a fun read, and I'm not even gonna lie, it's continuing in this issue. It shows that, it gives a variety when it comes to storytelling. Dork, issue 6 is amazing. I loved it. It needs its adaptation. I can't, when they announce the series for this, I'm gonna go crazy. One that was kind of slow for me, but I loved issue 1, but I'm excited to see where the story goes. M1.
Why you taking my picks?
You feel what I'm saying? M1. I ain't gonna front though, but if I was Pops, I'd have whipped her ass. If y'all know, man. You take my motherfucking card and you run it up and buy a motherfucking Lambo, I'm beating your ass. But that's neither here nor there. And then I got one for us. Listen, y'all. If y'all love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but a gruesome version, this was the best book I've read when it comes to variants of the Turtles. Super Mondo Mega Mutts. Listen, if y'all did not get this right here, it surprised me how gruesome it was. Dan, please let him know, Dan. Dan, am I lying? How good was this book? Dan, please let them know how good this book was. Bro, there's a page in here. Bro, homie straight obliterated one of the dudes with multiple machine guns. This is on a whole nother level. Now, I am a little, hey, Dan no game, bro. Dan no game. And then
That's
they
my
got
guy,
the
Dan.
homage to the
Hey,
80s
Dan,
version.
let me read your issue, bro. Because
Bro, listen, man. Dan, you already know, but these are my picks of the week. If you ain't get them, man, go get them.
always written by Lost.
I'm mad I didn't
No.
get the variant, the turtle homage.
Because you ain't
But,
believe in it.
huh?
You ain't believe in it. That's why.
I got it last minute.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? I seen it and I said, "What's this?" And I just picked it up, and I didn't even know about it. I just
Come on,
picked it
FOC
up.
King. Come on, FOC King.
But go ahead, it's on you now.
All right, so for my first book, a book that was widely accepted and widely loved by everybody in the comic book community and in the Power Rangers community, I got MMPR issue number 2. This greatness that unfolded in this book is absolutely fantastic. My 4-year-old loved this book so much, she told me she wanted more.
He's definitely lying to y'all, but go ahead.
But
Who's Lost
Right.
Fantasy? They said Super Mega Mondo,
You
whatever.
never read Lost Fantasy?
Lost Fantasy writer is writing this one.
yeah,
The-
that's what. Yeah, so I'm gonna tap in. But next I got Shredder issue 10. Y'all, this issue and this run, Dan Waters. I keep saying it. You are on an absolute run right now. This was amazing. Shredder is just stepping back up levels and levels and taking his throne back, but doing it in so many unique ways. Not just fighting and offing people. He's actually showing that he's one of them ones and why he's feared so much. So this was a great one for me. Lastly, I got Tiger's Island issue
Close it
number
out.
5. This is the final issue of this run. I
Yeah.
can't show y'all the cover I got, but y'all, I really love this miniseries. They ended it off in a unique way. I don't think it was the best ending, but I do really like this run, and I would really like if this was like a B-rated Netflix movie.
I
If
agree.
they did this, amazing, man. I really love this book, so y'all need to tap into Tiger's Island.
Man, did you see it coming? That old girl would have got offed.
I didn't see
I
a
didn't
lot of
see
that
it.
coming. They was
I didn't
doing
see
a
it
lot
coming,
to
bro. I was
everybody.
like, yo, how? Like,
Yeah.
it was definitely took me for a different ride because from my perspective, reading the book, I thought they was gonna all be good. Nah, it's not the case.
They've been picking them off issue by issue. It's crazy.
Issue. It was crazy, but then they
Yeah.
cleaned up on it. That last file, they cleaned up, bro. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
Wow,
I think what was it like 1 or 2 that made it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are
And
your
the one that made
indie
it out,
picks.
I didn't expect it.
So those are the indie picks for this week, y'all. So Blue Jack, what are you telling people to buy this upcoming week? What is your what you call it? What's your picks of the week?
We got Action Comics 1100 written by my best friend, my guy. Superman is coming back. Clark Kent is coming back, and this is where it starts in this issue. We also have Superman with Superboy Prime ending his arc. It's very heartfelt. I really love that issue. Y'all will rock with it. Sorry, Galactus, I'm gonna take it from you, but Absolute Superman, y'all need to be picking that book up. That book. Are we talking about indies or just books in general?
Books, anything.
Yeah, Absolute Superman, y'all. This arc, the ending of this arc is one to behold. I can't lie to you. Really greatness. And I'll do 2 more. I'm really excited for Moon Knight. You need to be picking up Mark Spector Moon Knight. Moon Knight is about to link up with Blade, so we get Blade back in the comic book. And my last one, I will go because I really enjoyed it. Zatanna, man, Jamal Campbell. It's just so much greatness coming out. So yeah, that's my 5.
Galactus, what's your 5?
I believe Terminal still dropping this week, right?
Yeah, Terminal issue 1.
I'm going Terminal. I'm definitely gonna go with Excommunicated. I'm interested in seeing where they go with this next one. Then I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm excited for Gun Honey, Double Down number 2. It's still coming out next week, so I'm looking forward to that. That's 3. Another one I'm excited about is Thundercats, Silverhawks, Thunderhawks. We're closing in on the series, but I'm loving the way they kind of about to close this out and then start that new arc soon. So I'm looking to see what they do with that. That's 4. And my last one I'm looking forward to is Uncanny X-Men 32. I'm looking forward to seeing that because I've been enjoying these last couple of issues up until this point. We are going to be closing out soon and kind of moving into what happens next. So I'm very interested in seeing where we're going with the X-Men, do X-Men Squad.
All right, something that I'm picking up. I don't recommend y'all to buy it. It's too pricey, but I did pick it up because I'm trying to do something Galactus did last year, and he's probably going to do this year. Also, open up a bunch of blind bags on Christmas. So I picked up the Boys Bloody blind bag edition. It was pretty pricey, man. $30. I don't think it was worth it. But if you got money to blow and you want you still high off the Boys last season, man. Ali drops this week. What's Ali?
Skate Ali. It's a book.
Ali. Oh, Ali. One book, or one thing I think everybody should try to get at the LCS, by Daniel Warren Johnson is the Chica, whatever, how you pronounce that? The Ash Can comes out this Wednesday. So if you can get your hands on that, man, I would definitely tell y'all to try to get that this week coming up. Also, I'm
talking about the chainsaw.
The chainsaw book. The Ash Can.
Every store doesn't get that, but if you see it, grab it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if y'all see it,
one of my guys got it and read already. He made a post about it on Instagram. He said he loved it. So
yeah, so if y'all can get it, if y'all see it at the LCS, man, definitely grab that. Also, a book that I'm not too excited for, but I love the character, so I'm picking it up. Gambit Wanted issue 1. I love some of the covers I picked up. I bet Blue got the foil also, because the foil is pretty tough. He already said Terminal. I'm excited for that one as well. But the last one that I am getting that I'm pretty excited for, just because I'm seeing if they really get bold in this book, is X-Men Hellfire Murder. I want to see who they knock off. I want to see if they get bold and knock somebody like iconic. I want to see who get bodied. Like, you know what I'm saying? Who's this murder? What's going on? I'm excited for that. What's the mystery behind this book? Who's kicking the can? So those are pretty much my books of the week. But let us know what you're picking up.
What four were you talking about?
The Gambit Wanted.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I like that. I like Gambit. Like as a character,
he got two books coming out.
He got two. He got 2 joints. The first one drops this week. Gambit Wanted. So if y'all want to get that, I think he's gonna be going up against Bullseye in that, which is pretty dope, because I did see some covers in future issues with him and Bullseye going blow for blow. So that's kind of dope. Like, I ain't even going from that's 2 characters I would never see duking it out. But let us know what are your pickups. Now the Foil King segment. As y'all know, the rules are clear. Each one of these contestants will go band for band, book for book, and y'all in the audience will choose which one has the better covers. Now, y'all can go off nostalgia, y'all can go off the artist, y'all can go off of SIGs, y'all can go off of era, however y'all decide to judge these books. Me, personally, I just go off what it looks cool, to be honest. That's what I go off of.
You're not hyping this up enough, because there was some beef going on this week in the chat. It was some beef going on.
It was some beef?
You don't remember? Yeah. In the chat. We on hots right now. Me and Galactus, we
it's real?
Yeah.
Then let the guns go. Hold on. Let me get the guns and the bombs.
He tried to come for me, though.
Let me get the guns and the bombs. All right, say no more. Who want to go first? Galactus, go first, gang. Let's get it.
So as I do, y'all know how I do. It's always a theme. It's always gonna be a theme, bro. More absolute shit. All right. So look. So what we gonna do is, because that was the topic. That was the topic, was the absolute shit. All right. But anyway, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show off my first one here. We got Absolute Power Task Force. Got my guy on the front of it. You know what I'm saying? My guy looking all crazy in there. That's Superman, by the way.
That's Superman. That's one of his androids.
Hold on, God. That's Amazo.
That's Amazo.
Guys, we might have an issue.
Oh, that shit look clean.
Yeah, that shit clean.
I picked the same one.
Huh?
Wow. W. So that one's a tie.
I picked the same. Nah.
Tried it.
That one's a tie.
Chat, you gotta let it. He was first. All
right. That's crazy that just happened in the chat. All right, that's crazy. For once in a long time, once ever, they picked the same book. That's crazy. Is that book new?
Nah,
that's
man, it was
that's
before.
that's-
It was
yeah.
the Amanda Waller type saga. That's crazy.
it's leading up to Absolute
Wow. So that's an old book?
Yeah.
Not
Like
old,
two,
about
3
last
years.
year, so
2, 3, 4. No, it was longer. 2, 3,
2
4
years, right?
Yeah, something like that.
2 years.
Wow,
before
that's
Absolute-
interesting.
Absolute
All right,
Catwoman.
what's next? What's next?
You want me to go next?
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, I want to go
Sorry.
band for band. Okay, band for band.
So I can't lie. You know, I had a little theme as well, and I was feeling something. And one of the ones that really stuck to me in this event was the Green Lantern. And I can't lie.
Oh, he's coming.
It's one of them ones for me. With
Yo.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way, Chad. Ain't no
Nah.
way.
I thought that's part of my theme, bro.
Nah. What is this?
Ain't
Chad.
no way, Chad.
That's part of my theme, bro. I told you, y'all know how I do this every week. That's part of my theme. That's crazy. That's crazy. Out of how many of these books that we end up getting, this is
Nah, y'all set this up, bro.
Y'all
Y'all set this up, gang. Y'all set this up, bro.
He's taking away from the full king, and it's not okay. I can't lie.
No.
We was on hots about
All
this.
right, Galactus, what's your turn?
Oh,
That's
nah.
So it comes down to this book right here.
Y'all, that's the
Yeah,
first 2 books.
I got the second one, bro. What are you talking about? What's the name? All right,
Is that Aquaman?
Aquaman. This number 2.
What? Nah, y'all did this on purpose, gang. Nah, bro, Blue, look at me. Ain't no way in hell, bro. Ain't no way in hell.
Top of the full king. This is crazy. I can't lie.
All right, so it's the draw this week, man. I think somebody, bro, I want to see y'all
This is
messages
insane.
between
It's
each
crazy,
other,
'cause
bro.
I just opened up these today. I bought them like this sealed.
Damn, chat, that's
My
crazy.
joint is normally different. At this
Fleet,
joint,
let me
this
tell
joint,
you
it
something.
ain't got no stick on and nothing.
Let me
This
tell
is
you
my first
something.
time opening it up.
There's more of these covers. There's like 6 of them. There's one
Yeah.
for each Justice Leaguer. There's a Batman one. There's a Wonder Woman one.
Yep.
All of them.
Yep, got all of
And
them.
he decided to copy me this week.
That's crazy. It just made it easy for me, like because it's the first 3, so I figured I'd pick them up.
Yeah, chat, let us know how y'all feel about that. Yo, chat, man, we we actually went over our mark, man, but thank y'all so much for rocking with us today, man. Today was a beautiful episode. We had a great interview, great conversations. Messi bit the dirt on his way back. I know Speed, shout out to I Show Speed, because not only did he get to perform,
Talk about that, bro.
he got to
That's huge.
perform
Yes.
today. That is huge. Big shout out to I Show Speed, man. He got to perform on one of the biggest stages in the world as a streamer. Big shout out to him, man.
The biggest stage. Bro.
The biggest stage, man. Thank y'all all for tuning in, heroes. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Like I said, man, if y'all want to support the channel, please give us a membership, drop us a follow, subscribe to the channel. However you can support could be absolutely free, and you're not obligated to go past that. But thank y'all so much for tuning in today. We are back next week at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And also, Wednesday, Blue don't even know. I haven't been uploading, so I'm going to drop multiple episodes throughout this whole week, because he would have said something. Blue not even checking the Spotify. But I will upload the Spotify episodes. So
love calling people out and it be his fault. That's crazy.
I'm saying, bro, like, who got, like, you know what I'm saying? Normally he'd be like, yo, Flea, upload. He ain't even been on Spotify, gang. You know what I'm saying? So they cheated, right, Jordan?
Nah.
Jordan, I'm telling you, they cheated, bro. They linked up
cheat.
behind my back. They linked up behind my back and was like, yo, let's do this today. And
we
let's
gonna
fuck
drop
Flea
some heat next
head
week.
up, bro.
Y'all make sure y'all pull up next week. We dropping some heat, Galactus. We back at it.
All right, y'all already know what it is, man. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Love yourself. Pass that love on and love others. And if nobody told you so, just know your boy love you. Blue Jack, you got any final words?
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Had a great time today. Let's get back to business. Let's lock in. Appreciate y'all. Chat. Have a great week.
Galactus, talk to him.
Man, as usual, man, I appreciate y'all being in the chat. Thank y'all for engaging. Thanks for always showing up, man. Seriously, we wouldn't actually have the conversation we having without y'all. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, and even then, y'all make it even better with being engaged in the chat and throwing us questions or saying some wild shit. Either way, we love y'all being here, man. Thank you so much. Have a great week, and can't wait to see y'all next week.
Definitely. Big shout out to our newest hero, Jordan King Comedy, man. Thank you for tuning in today.
Oh, yeah.
Big shout out to Paperback Dan. Big shout out Kamui Trap God. Who else was engaged in the chat? BK Numbers, bro. I see you. I'll see you on Twitch in a few minutes. Shout out to every hack goat, man. Appreciate you, bro. Devin Khan 9016. Thank you, my brother, for coming through. Shout out Fire Lord Caleb. Thank you for pulling up. Shout out to everybody that pulled up that I seen engaged in the chat. Y'all are the true heroes, man. I love y'all. We're out of here. Peace.
Batman is over.
Jason Douglas, Adam McCarthy, voice of Yuji Itadori. This is Derek Snow, the voice of Shino Suzukabe.
This is Bill Parsons, voice of Kenny the Ripper Admiral.
People everywhere watching Voice of the Heroes. Take it away, Kitty Boy.
How many hundreds? Like,
You mega mind that. That's crazy. You big brain that.
Nah, y'all know what the hell y'all did.
What we do?
Y'all ain't slick. I'm not dumb.
What we
And
do?
that was the biggest coincidence in the world, bruh. Ain't no way. Hey,
You
man,
walked away.
W episode, though, man.
You walked away too.